What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Prediction Center here at Three-Sided Box for Week 4 of the NFL season, 2017-2018 season. Welcome back, everybody. How was your week? Did you get your picks right? We mostly didn't. Most likely, we don't really keep track anymore because we don't really care. Which is, well, we do, but it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. There's no bets being placed on this. Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that all of the picks down below are available with time. So if you want to skip to your matchup or a specific matchup that you are interested in hearing what two idiots have to say about it, then they're all available down below, so you can skip right to where you want to be. I am your host, David. This is Michael, and welcome to Week 4. Let's get started. Thursday night matchup, the Bears versus the Packers in Green Bay. What do you got?
I got Green Bay. The Bears won against the Steelers last week, but there's tons of upsets. My team fell victim to one of those.
Mine almost did.
BS upsets. So I'm gonna go with the Packers in this one. I just think that they're basically unbeatable at Lambeau unless you're like a top tier team.
I'm gonna pick the Packers as well. Their defense hasn't been playing great this season so far, but Aaron Rodgers is more than capable of carrying the load for that team. It's in Green Bay, so it's probably going to be minus 10 billion degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. So it's going to be cold, we know that much. In Chicago, the whole city's focusing on the Cubs right now, winning the NL again, back-to-back, facing the Nationals.
The NL.
So,
you
NL Central, sorry, excuse me. So yeah, we're both on the Packers this week. Let's move on to Sunday's matchups.
Alright, so first matchup on Sunday, we got the New Orleans Saints heading into Miami to play the Dolphins, who also fell victim to the upset, unfortunately. So make your pick.
I'm going to pick the Saints to win this one. Yeah, laugh and shake your head. So you said last week and they won.
Yeah, well, how many times basically, if every year you pick them, they should go 13-3, but they end up going 5-11. So
yeah, but I like the Saints.
You're wrong.
They're a cool team. Drew Brees is a great quarterback, and they arguably got the nicest jerseys in all sports. But I digress. No, the Dolphins. Jay Cutler is Jay Cutler. He probably still plays for the Bears. Well, spoiler alert. But anyways, no, I'm gonna pick the Saints. I'm not impressed with the Dolphins so far. But they are at home. But hey, Drew Brees was supposed to sign with the Dolphins and chose the Saints, so maybe he wants to stick it to his former potential team, Saints.
I don't know. The Saints don't have enough defensively to do anything against the Dolphins. The Dolphins have a better offense, and I mean, I can't believe I'm saying it, but Carolina, Cam Newton he played like shit. Let's be honest.
Big surprise.
Dolphins are a pretty well-rounded team. They've actually been impressing me a little bit, minus last game. But the past years have been impressing me, so I'm gonna pick them over the Saints.
All right. Well, we got opposing opinions on this one. Next game. All right. Next up, we got the battle of the red, white, and blues, and the battle of the T's. We got the Titans versus the Texans. Go ahead.
Also an AFC South battle. But sure, I don't care. Anyways, in this one, tough one to call. I think I'm actually going to go with the Texans on this one. I really like the Titans, but I just feel like the Texans had a sour taste in their mouth last time they were at home. They're on the road the last 2 weeks, so I think they're going to come back, and they're going to get a big win for Houston and that city.
Yeah, I think the Titans have a good chance of winning it, but I'll give the edge to the Texans this week. Titans just seem like they're just not there yet. Seems like they're still missing one last piece. I don't know what it is. I think it's. I think it might be like a go-to receiver, like a guaranteed guy.
You know what it's their second. They need like a shutdown guy.
Could be there too. Anyways, we're both on the Texans. We'll see what happens. Next game.
All right. So next up, we got probably first irrelevant bowl. One of the worst. I mean, I know. Anyway, we're gonna name the teams. We got the Jags heading to New York to play the Jets. I know the Jags just came off a win and they're 2-1. I think that they might be even leading division, but they're the Jags and they're playing the Jets, so it's pretty shit, to be honest. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Jets. They came off a surprising win last week. Probably an extremely lucky and fluky win, but they're at home, riding a little momentum. Jaguars coming off a London game. Yeah, but still, it's still like, you know, they still got to deal with the jet lag and all that crap throughout the week.
Jet lag.
Jet lag. Exactly. It's not a coincidence. So I don't know. This is who gives a shit in reality, and I like the fact that the Jets have a better record than the Giants, yet the Jets are the worst team in football.
That's pretty.
So
that's
I
pretty
like
funny.
that, especially the little New York derby for all you soccer fans out there. Yeah. Jets for me.
I'm gonna go with the Jags. Despite that week 2 stomping they got, that defense is, in my opinion, at least top 7 defense in the league. They got some really good players, and I don't think the Jets are gonna be able to move the ball on them. And the Jags, while they don't have a great offense, they're gonna be able to move the ball enough to win the game. So, Jags in a very low scoring game.
Jets. Next up, we got a former potential Super Bowl matchup years ago. I never believed in it, but idiots like him and probably a lot of other people, sheep as I like to call them, believed in it, because whatever ESPN or Fox says, well, it must be true. I'm talking about the Carolina Panthers heading into New England to play the Patriots. Battle of the Peas. What do you got?
It's an easy one. Honestly, the Patriots are gonna win. You can never doubt them. They're just too good. And the Panthers, while they do have a great defense, and I think that they can limit Brady a little bit, when your offense is not looking too good, you're going to end up paying the price against a team like this who doesn't make any mistakes in the Patriots. So, Patriots for me.
Pretty sure Benjamin's injured too.
When isn't he injured?
So, Pats. No more analysis needed. Next game.
Alright, so next up we got an NFC North matchup. Honestly, a matchup I wasn't looking forward to beginning of the season, but I'm really looking forward to it now. Should be a good one. It's the Lions going into Minnesota to play the Vikings. Make your pick.
Tough one, but I'm going to give the edge to the Lions just because they got a healthy quarterback and they got robbed last week.
They got robbed, yeah.
I mean, look, by the book, it was not a touchdown. He did have his knee down, but
they had time to.
It wasn't the clock. Whatever. To me, it was just more that if that play happened in like the second quarter, in like at the 9th minute, they would have allowed it. It's because it's the end of the game. I hate that, and I've said that with touchdowns that the Eagles have even scored that throughout the years, that like something that may not have necessarily been a real touchdown that was called a touchdown just because of the lack of importance, because there's still time left to play, so that the touchdown might be
they don't do an extensive review.
Exactly, and I don't like that about the NFL. If you're gonna every play, like yes, every scoring play is reviewed, but I find it's not as significant, because I've seen and we've all seen that exact play happen and it's been counted as a touchdown. It's because it was at the end of the game. It had a lot more meaning behind it that it wasn't counted. So I'm going to give the Lions the edge. Plus, the Vikings don't have Sam Bradford, who broke his ankle putting on his helmet. So
yeah. Well, the Vikings looked really good last week against the Bucs. They really turned over the ball. They dominated the Bucs, even though the Bucs were decimated by injuries. But still, it was a really good game. But honestly, I'm going to give this to the Lions. Honestly, I could go either way, but I'm going to give it to the Lions. I just think that, like I said, they have a healthy quarterback, and like I said, they were robbed. I think they're going to come back with a vengeance. And they've been looking good this season, so give credit to them.
Alright, Lions, next game. Alrighty, next up we got the Buffalo Bills heading into Falcon Town. I was about to say the F word. I should have said it. Fuck. No, the Atlanta Falcons. Who do you got? Falcon Town. That's my new thing.
Falcon Town. Yeah, those Atlanta Falcon Towns. Falcons. Yeah. So for me, I'm actually going to go with the upset on this one. I'm going to go with the Bills. I think that their defense has been looking good. They have a tall task, but they've been looking really good, man. And I know it's the beginning of the season, as we always know, but this is the time they win these upset games. They always win one upset game a year, the Bills. Always. They always do this. So I'm going to go with the Bills in this one. They just came off a big one against Denver. So
I think that was their upset of the year. So I'm going to get to the Falcons, because I see this thing where LaShawn McCoy gets more and more angry that he's in Buffalo. Jordan Matthews more and more angry he's in Buffalo. Hey, we need a running back. We wouldn't mind another receiver. Maybe in a couple of years y'all come back to the city of brotherly love.
Maybe.
I'm going to pick the Falcons. Next game.
In Falcon Town.
In Falcon Town.
Yeah. All right, next up we got one of the more anticipated matchups for the 1 o'clock games. I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers heading into Baltimore to play Ravens. Very historic rivalry. Very bitter rivalry. Make your pick.
Excuse me. I'm going to pick the Steelers. The Ravens really shot the bed, to say the least, last week against the Jags in London. I think it was a fluke. I do think this game's going to be a lot closer than it said, but I don't know. I feel some, not magic around the Steelers, because I do think Mike Tomlin is not the greatest coach.
Schematically.
Yeah, but, and they fucked up on the whole protest national anthem thing because, what's his face? Villanueva. He didn't want to go outside the tunnel, for everyone who's interested or doesn't know. He wanted to just go as close as possible to see the flag and stand in the tunnel where the players come out. Somehow ended up outside and then felt like it would have looked even stupider if he went back in. So they all admitted it was dumb and they should have handled it differently. But again, regardless, we're not going to give our stance on any of that. I'm going to give the Steelers the victory.
I'm going to disagree. I think this is going to be a matchup that they usually split. And it's usually one at home and one at home. So, and Ben Roethlisberger does not have a good record against the Ravens on the road the past year or so. So, I don't know. That Ravens defense is still really scary.
Well, all I know is that Ravens... You're going with the Ravens. Well, all I know is that Ravens fans have, because Ray Lewis took a knee, have signed petitions to get his statue removed. The fact that, he's probably murdered somebody doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The fact that he won the city 2 Super Bowls doesn't matter.
No.
He took a goddamn knee and...
Two
knees, which he literally prayed to God, which is another argument on itself. But regardless... I don't know, man. I think you people need to get your priorities straight. But again, this has nothing to do with our stance on the protest. It's just more on what he's done that should have been addressed earlier. And regardless, I got the Steelers. You got the Ravens. Next game. So next up, we got the Battle of Ohio, Irrelevant Bowl number 2. Mm-hmm. We got the Battle of the Oranges. We got the Bengals heading to Cleveland to play the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your pick?
Bengals look pretty good in Lambeau, but I think that was their time to win a big game, and turn their season around, and they didn't.
And they blew it.
They blew it. I think that's going to linger, personally, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going with the Browns. I can't believe I'm saying it. I just think that they've had some pretty close games, and they caught some pretty bad breaks in typical Browns fashion, but they don't look as bad as I actually thought they'd look, to be honest. So, you know what? Kudos to the Browns, and I'm going to hopefully that they'll get this win for the faithful dog pound.
I'm going to give the Bengals the win, mostly because they are playing the Browns. I don't care how bad one team's looking versus how good when another team's looking. They're both equally shit. It's going to be a shit show. I think AJ Green's going to be the big difference maker. So I'm going to pick the Bengals. Next game.
Next up, we got the LA Rams heading into Dallas, which is surprising because they have a 1 o'clock game. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Well, you look, they can't have all the primetime games.
Yeah. Or all the American games.
Exactly. These guys play at 1 o'clock maybe 4 times a year. Maybe. There's 16 games, everybody.
Maybe. Anyways.
I'm going to pick the Rams to win this one versus the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys suck. They got a extremely stupid lucky win last week against the Cardinals. Cardinals just suck. I think Jared Goff is gonna surprise some people in this game. I think he's gonna shine. He's gonna shine. Yeah, Rams.
One of the more underrated aspects of the Rams that's been happening this year is how great their O-line has become since adding Andrew Whitworth, the left tackle from Cincinnati, adding some pass protection. So we'll see how that matchup goes with the front seven of the Cowboys versus their O-line. But regardless, I think I'm still going to go with the Cowboys in a close one. They're going to be able to run the ball decently well, but I don't know. Wade Phillips on the other side.
Connor Barwin, baby.
You know what? It's gonna be a good matchup. We got a good defense. against a good offense, and Jared Goff's looking good. So
sure, Whitfield's coming back home to Dallas.
Yeah, he's coming back home. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, but I think it's gonna be a close game.
I got the Rams. Cowboys suck. Next game. All right, now for my game of the week. America's should be game of the week. Possibly is.
No, it's not.
Could be. Fox says America's game of the week.
Oh yeah. Well, all I know is that.
Anyways, my Eagles are heading into Los Angeles to play the Chargers. The Bolts versus the Birds. Who do you got?
Chargers are finding new ways to lose games. Nothing surprises me there.
Never trust a young ho.
A young ho, exactly. Never trust a young ho. Exactly. That's words to live by, my friend. And Eagles came off a really big win against divisional rival. They're now 2-1, and their only loss is to a really good Kansas City team, who's probably one of the best teams in the league, if not the best. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this one. Hope you guys do us a favor and beat down on those the dolts.
Well, we'll see, because the Eagles sometimes play down to their competition. But the Chargers, actually, they're saying that 40% of the crowd might be Eagles fans.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So let's hope. I want to see some Fly Eagles Fly chants. I want to see some green in the crowd. Bill Burr might be at the game. He says he might go watch another Chargers game. So Billy, no fun. I know you had the Philly incident, and I know you said the Eagles will never win a Super Bowl, but I still love you at least. Go fuck yourself. Fly Eagles Fly. Next game.
Next up, we got the New York Giants heading into Tampa to play the injury-riddled Buccaneers. Make your pick.
I'm gonna pick the Bucs to win. They've been, like you said, they've been filled with injuries, but the reason why the Eagles didn't get any sacks, I believe, against the Giants last week is because Eli literally got rid of the ball in like less than 5 fucking milliseconds. Like the guys just like snap, boom, gone.
It's like playing Kansas City.
Yeah. And not to mention our fucking secondary was just destroyed with injuries last week too, which exposed us for the deep threat, which is why they scored 14 points in like 7 minutes. For all you retards that don't understand that's how the game got tied up, not because...
That's how it happened.
Hello, before our fucking corners and safeties went down, they didn't score for fucking 3 quarters. I find that very weird how that correlates.
You have to admit,
and Fletcher
Odell
also.
Beckham's
Yeah. He's a goddamn mutt. Just like he showed, alright? Disrespectful celebration. Anyways, I'm gonna pick the Bucs. Fuck the Giants. Deshaun Jackson's my boy. He knows what it's like to beat the Giants in epic fashion, my friends. Bucs.
It's a tough one because if it was a healthy Bucs team, I'm still gonna go with the Bucs. Screwed. I'm still gonna go with the Bucs. The Giants really can't. Without Odell Beckham doing his thing, they can't do shit, and I think he's gonna be shut down to some degree. They're gonna put a lot of heavy emphasis, and they can't run the ball, do anything. So, Bucs are gonna win this game. Giants are surprisingly probably gonna go 0-4 in my opinion.
Cool. Next game. All right, we got another potential irrelevant bowl.
Definitely.
Well, the Cardinals still have some time to flip it around, but I doubt it. Anyways, the Niners are heading into Arizona to play the Cards. Who do you got?
I got the Cards. This is a really boring game, to be honest. I really hope this isn't televised. This is boring, so Cards.
I got the Cards too, because the Niners are, mind you, they had a lot of offensive poise last week. They put up a lot of points, but Brian Hoyer just isn't going to get it done. But I think this could be an upset. I do think the Niners could pull it off, and the Cards just really, they fire Bruce Arians, and it's a complete overhaul for the rest of the season. But anyways, maybe it goes back to Indianapolis, and they actually right the ship and get Andrew Luck the protection he needs and win potentially a lot of playoff games. Anyways, Cards for both of us. Next game. Alright,
so next up is my matchup. We got I think one of the best matchups of the week, in my opinion. We got the Raiders heading into Donkey Town to play the Denver Donkeys.
Denver Broncos.
Denver Donkeys. Make your pick.
We support Orange Crush in this house. Okay, we respect Denver. We love the Avalanche. We like the Rockies.
I hate the Rockies.
We like the Broncos.
I despise
the
Broncos.
We respect that.
I hope that.
A mile high, baby. Anyways, after that disgusting performance that the Raiders put on last week against the Washington Reds, the Deadskins, excuse me, those bunch of morons. Alright, the fact that Derek Carr forgot how to throw a football throughout the whole game and Amari Cooper forgot that he was a football player. The guy literally thought he was playing basketball. He was like trying to dribble the ball.
Yeah, I just want to say that Preston Smith is either better than any defensive player ever, including Von Miller and Khalil Mack.
Who's Preston Smith?
Exactly. Alright,
I got the Broncos winning this one. They came off also a pretty heartbreaking loss, upset by the Bills last week. I don't know how the Raiders are going to respond. This is the first time they've had to deal with this type of adversity
early in
it since becoming relevant again from last year's impressive season. So, but I'm going to pick the Broncos to come up because they've gone through it. They know how to deal with it, and the experience is going to pay off. And they're in Mile High, baby.
Yeah, sure. Well, I can't pick, but I just think that the Raiders are gonna come up with a better game plan than last week, and not I think it really pissed them off.
I think Bill Musgrave is secretly calling the shots.
Bill Musgrave could suck a dick. I don't give a fuck. Okay, that guy sucks.
Ken Norton Jr.
Alright, Ken Norton Jr. could go fuck off too. He's a fucking idiot. Listen, defense will still suck. Except for Khalil Mack, Carl Joseph. Alright?
You almost got Wade Phillips, man.
Imagine if we actually got him. Imagine.
The Eagles would still find a way
just,
to kill you
just,
guys
just
every
listen.
week.
Just listen, okay?
But
I think we're gonna smash mouth them. I think we gotta run behind that left side of the O-line and smash them with some Marshawn Lynch and put some humble pie on them fucking asses in Donkey Town. Alright? Raiders, baby.
Go Broncos. Next game. Alright, for Sunday Night Football, we got the Indianapolis Colts heading into Seattle to play the Seahawks. A bit of a snoozer we got over here.
Who the hell scheduled this one?
Well, I mean, it could have been good.
Are you kidding me?
They could have been good like 3 years ago.
You could have picked the Raiders
Anyways, go ahead.
Broncos for this. Anyways.
They don't flex games to the end of the season.
Well, they should have.
Hey, go. Hey, come on.
Anyway, I got the Seahawks. Easy win.
I'm going to pick the Seahawks, but I think Jacoby Brissett's actually going to have a solid game, and I think the Seahawks are going to win convincingly, but it's going to be like 28 to like 16 or something like that. Like, it's going to be a 2-score game, but I think it's still, I think the Colts are going to put up some points, and I think Chuck Pagano's on his way out, and I think these guys know that they're playing for their own jobs at this point because Chuck's is lost. So, Seahawks for both of us. Let's move on to Monday night.
So for our last week 4? Yeah, week 4 game, we got the Washington Redskins heading into Arrowhead Stadium to play the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 3-0 and looking good. Who do you got?
I'm going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I know you're laughing because I always pick the Chiefs and I never pick the Redskins because it's kind of like a match made in heaven right here.
All you're missing is like Cowboys.
Okay, my boy is Andy Reid and Beanie Lowe. Alright, they play and work together in Kansas City. They're 3-0, they're a great team, and the Redskins have looked awful up until they played you guys. Yeah. So, and I expect this West Coast trip of theirs to continue to. Oh no, you guys played in Washington last week, right? Yeah, never mind. But regardless, I think the Chiefs are gonna win this one, and I think they're gonna win big. The Redskins on Monday night.
You just sound like Donald Trump right there, by the way. We're gonna go and we're gonna win big.
By the way, huge.
Yeah.
Well, that's my voice acting skills come into fruition here. Give me a call, Funimation. I can do much more. Yeah. Hercule Satan is my go-to. The Chiefs are gonna win this one, big, fast, strong, and the Redskins suck on Monday night. Just ask, Andy Reid was the head coach back then when Michael Vick destroyed them on Monday night with my Eagles, baby. Andy Reid knows exactly what it takes to kill the Redskins. Go Chiefs. It's a battle of the tribes, by the way.
Yeah, there's something with tribes and the Raiders playing like shit. I don't know what it is.
Hey, the Raiders
all I know,
raped and pillaged a bunch of places until some good old natives took care of them, boy.
Anyways, the Redskins, Redskins as you say, I'm sorry. If there's any Redskin fans out there, that was the best game you'll ever see your team play in the next 10 years. There's no way in hell
I don't know about
that matchup could have. That was
the
a
Eagles
match.
beat them, so they might really come out and kill us next.
That was a match made in heaven. I mean, that game defied the laws of gravity. Okay, it made no sense. Anyways,
we'll see,
Kansas City will win this game. It's virtually impossible to win at Arrowhead unless you're a top tier team or a division rival.
Or we almost did it. So Travis Kelce decided to kill us.
Whatever the case. I mean, you have to be a top tier.
So you got?
I got Kansas City in this one. They're gonna go 4-0. Unfortunately, the division.
But good for you. Andy Reid doesn't do well when his team does.
Yeah, please. You know what? I really hope he does win division. I hope he can become a wild card.
Anyways. So that's it this week, guys, for week 4 of the NFL predictions. Like I said, even though it's the end of the video, for next week, if you're interested, all the picks are already in the description down below. So you can choose your team and laugh at our stupid picks without having to wait through the rest of the bullshit. So please like the video. Smash the fuck out of that like button. Comment your picks down below. I love to read them. Haven't had any this year yet. But sometimes we have it in past years, and some people are really cool and nice to talk to, and we get a good laugh all together. Subscribe. We appreciate the love. Smash that subscribe button and share the video with your friends, guys. We really appreciate the love. And we will see you all for week 5 of the NFL. So enjoy the week, football to come, and we will see you all next week, guys. Take care.